Major League Baseball, do better. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, Brian Talks Baseball, where I'm Brian and we talk about baseball, mostly centered around sabermetrics as well as social and political commentary as it relates to baseball. If you're new around here, do me a favor, barrel up that subscribe button. We're getting really close to 100 subscribers, and I really want to get there. So first of all, thank you to the 77 of you who are already subscribed at the recording of this video. I'll never forget you guys. You guys are my day ones. Look, you guys, I love baseball. I love it so much. And I love it more when its players and its coaches stand up in the fight against social and racial injustice. And that's what I want to talk about in this video today. I'm sure everyone watching is aware of, the Milwaukee Bucks making headlines yesterday when they decided to sit out their playoff game against the Orlando Magic in response to just the, grossly despicable shooting of Jacob Blake. It wasn't very long until the Milwaukee Brewers fittingly decided to postpone their game against the Reds. And soon after that, the Padres and Mariners decided to postpone their game along with the Dodgers and Giants. Outside of that, a number of individual players set out their games while their teams played with the support of their teams. Matt Kemp and Jason Hayward, for example, among others. Some players who did play still decided to speak out on Twitter and whatnot. As far as what's going to happen today, the day after, there hasn't been too much talk, at least not at the time of recording this video, but that's not what I'm going to focus on today. I really want to talk about Major League Baseball in general and how they handle these types of situations, because I don't think that it should be the players who are taking the lead here, right? Major League Baseball has such a rich and documented history of systemic racism and homophobia and misogyny within it, right? It needs to start with the commissioner's office and the owners. Yesterday, among all of this happening, Major League Baseball released a statement. Given the pain in the communities of Wisconsin and beyond following the shooting of Jacob Blake, first of all, this isn't about Jacob Blake as an isolated incident, right? This isn't about the pain in the communities and beyond, right? The pain that's being felt isn't a response to this one event, right? The pain that's being felt is response to a generational struggle of oppression in this country. And these types of events are merely symbols of the lack of progress and catalysts for the changes that need to happen. This is about a centuries-old, demonstrably systemic problem that continues to happen despite endless, documentation, conversation, protesting, activism, data, boycotting, and just, general speaking out. And for MLB not to acknowledge that link in this statement is really a microcosm for its own missteps in dealing with racial injustice throughout its, history. MLB opening their statement this way just enables the dialogue of just the morons of this country, for lack of a better term, who have nothing better to do but shout reasons into the void, trying to justify the police shooting, a black man in the back 7 times while his family watched. Like, how can you try and justify that and be okay with yourself as a human being? The statement goes on to say, we respect the decisions of a number of players not to play tonight. I don't want to get too nitpicky here, but precise language is so important in these types of messaging. Why did they use the word respect instead of support, right? In my experience, when somebody tells me that they respect my opinion or my stance or my action on something, the subtext there is, but I also disagree with you, right? So is Major League Baseball essentially saying that they respect these players' decisions, but ultimately disagree? Like, I'm trying to understand the verbiage here. It's clear to me that the person or team of people who, drafted and edited and ultimately approved and released this statement just lack an understanding of why this is happening, and also lack an understanding of the big picture of what's going on. And that's why this messaging for Major League Baseball just continues to miss the mark time after time. Finally, they wrap it up by saying, Major League Baseball is united for change in our society, and we will be allies in the fight to end racism and injustice. Really, because you seemed pretty united in playing yesterday while a select few players, sat out in said fight to end racism and injustice, right? It just doesn't align. This is like the bare minimum, right? I guess it's better than nothing. And was I expecting Major League Baseball to go like full on defund the police? No, I didn't, right? But I also didn't expect something quite this tone deaf. If you were really genuine about being united, then you would have taken action, right? And by action, I don't mean just mirroring your logo so it says BLM instead of MLB and, pasting it on the back of the pitcher's mound and calling it a day. In my last video, I talked about holding people in positions of influence accountable for, having harmful and hurtful views and saying and doing things that are harmful and hurtful. The same is true about being silent. These players aren't coming together and sitting out because they feel sad, right? They're coming together because they can't stay silent. And further, this is a way for them to hold their organizations, their employers, and the league as a whole accountable as well. And when people tell them to shut up and play or, stick to sports or call them whiny millionaires, it keeps the conversation from moving forward. Let's not forget that they're human beings too with lived experiences. If it makes you uncomfortable and makes you want to boycott sports, just know that you are part of the problem. Players taking a stand, whether it's sitting out games or kneeling for the national anthem or just speaking out more generally, whatever the case, should not be seen as taboo or controversial or rebellious, right? They have a platform too, and with that platform comes the obligation to do good. I just wish the owners and the commissioner's office felt the same way. Okay, guys, that about wraps it up for this video. Again, if you enjoy the content I'm making, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, share it with whoever you feel needs to see it. Help me get my videos out into the world. Those of you who have been here from day one, I thank you so much. Can't thank you enough. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.